What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Mr. Tonedef, CEO of TonedefRadio. Radio. You are now listening to the Def Fresh Show.
I done came up, got my name up. So when they speak of who blinged up, I'm who they bring up. Come up dissing and you'll come up missing. I'm a cutthroat baller like O.J. Simpson. Little homie, listen, try and serve me. I put a 25 in your back like Barry Bonds jersey. On the street, on the beat, y'all ain't able to do I shit on rappers like major labels. What's with the ice grilling, homie? Change your face. To see they'll do more than tangible to change your race. Girls love metaphor, and I love them back. Addicted to getting head, chicks call me the brainiac. Battle rap with words war like G-Had. I write dope, flow crack, my notepad need rehab. Fuck y'all CDs, y'all can't see these or touch these. Rhyme so chronic, my songs see you to munchies.
Yeah, it's about that time for the one time with the magic rhyme. You know, sometimes I like Lucky Charms, and then I like Frosted Flakes, but Apple Jacks is the shit though.
Why are we talking about Apple Jacks, dog?
I don't know. But what up, dog? It's your boy, YUNG, capital F, and the F is for Fresh. It is me, Young Fresh. I'm in the building, and I'm back with the DJ, Mr. Tone. Yeah, on the ones and twos. Mixing and scratching, cutting up some shit. You know how we do. This is the Def Fresh Show, and we are live on a Friday night.
I think I might just keep us on the Friday, dog. It just worked better for us.
Right, because I've seemed to be off like every Friday. And that's
right.
Cool. I like Fridays. I'm off on Friday, then I got an early shift on Saturday.
But, like he said, we are on Fridays doing a Definitely Fresh show. And tonight's episode is about accountability. Are we making our mates, people we're talking to, people we kick it with, accountable for what they do? But before we actually dive into the topic, because we want to wait for the Ghetto Prophet herself to join us tonight before we get in this topic, let's talk about some things that's been going on lately. First and foremost, one, it's official,
What's
bro.
up?
The mouse has taken over the fox, dog. So, for those of you guys who have been under a rock this past week, Disney has officially bought majority of 20th Century Fox in all their accounts. So basically what that means for people out there is anything movie-wise, television show-wise, or anything of that nature that was once owned by 20th Century Fox now belongs to Disney. Now, for those of y'all, we like, well, what the fuck does that mean for us? What that means for us now is for you Marvel fanatics, yes, Marvel is owned by Disney, we now have the full catalog at home with Marvel. That means our X-Men, our Deadpools, our Fantastic Fours, our Wolverines have now come home. So, who knows what's going to happen now after the Infinity War? You know?
I would like to say that Phase 5 of Marvel will officially be dope. If there is a Phase 5, I don't.
Phase 5, if I'm not mistaken, Phase 5 is supposed to be basically the new beginning of the new direction. So, what I basically heard is now that Fox has basically given over the rights of X-Men to Marvel, you're going to start getting a lot of Marvel-based storylines going forward after this Infinity Wars. One of the biggest ones that they were pushing for, and I've been a huge fan of trying to get this done ever since I got back in the comic books. But the House of M storyline, which is a major storyline for the X-Men, can now actually happen. And just to give you a rundown for you guys who don't understand the House of M, at the end of the Avengers storyline, Avengers Disassembled, Scarlet Witch, who we just got introduced into the last Avengers movie, and she's made cameos throughout a few other Marvel movies, actually has a psychotic break. I'm not going to tell you why, I'm just going to tell you she has a psychotic break. That psychotic break makes something happen in the Marvel universe that can only be done right in movies, especially being the fact that there's a lot of key people who are actually in the Marvel cinema that plays a factor in this storyline. Main characters like Spider-Man, characters like Wolverine, characters like Captain America. You know, these type of people definitely are key to the story, and because these are all key characters that have been introduced already, you can definitely do that. Another thing, Juan, that I heard, that now that we officially have the Marvel Library all together, the actual Planet Hulk movie can now be officially made. The reason why you couldn't get the Planet Hulk movie that led into the Thor Ragnarok storyline that we ended up seeing was because there was key components that was missing. Key people in the beginning that basically initiate Hulk getting sent to outer space was missing from the story, hence why they had to do it. So we might actually get that story. It's actually a pretty dope story too. So
yeah, and don't they? Isn't Hulk tied up to the point where he can't do solo films, but if they put him in like a group setting, he can do it?
Right, and that's the big thing about this whole Marvel deal right now. That gives Marvel a lot of leverage because they own so much that you can make it happen now. So it gets to the point where you might now right away get a Hulk-only movie, but now with so much power in the hands of Disney, not like they didn't already have a bunch to begin with, it gives them more power to be able to make moves like this. Another big thing is Disney, now having such a vast library covering all aspects, is looking at creating their own streaming service, similar to Netflix and Hulu, to actually go up against Netflix. So don't be surprised over the course of next year, Juan, key movies that we know belong to Disney. You have to remember, it's not just the animated stuff. There's a lot of regular movies that we watch and we fuck with on a daily that we don't realize is there, will now all start moving over to this Disney streaming service, which includes a lot of basic TV channels that we don't think of, like FX, ABC, Net Geo, a lot of these different things. So the streaming game might get a little dope, dog. So I'm definitely geeked about seeing that. Why? You picked up 2K this year, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Well, did you play your 2K that much?
My NBA or my WWE?
Your NBA. I know you play your WWE.
I play my NBA once in a while.
Well, you know what, bro? That might change. Okay? Earlier this week, even before the Disney thing, that's how crazy the world has been. The NBA, the actual NBA, has announced that they are actually creating an NBA eSport League that will debut this year in May 2018. They have partnered with NBA 2K, and 17 teams of the 30 teams in the NBA are actually hosting this actual event. Okay? Now, What this means, for those people who don't know, is yes, you are about to be able to get a real life job playing video games. And not just any video games. You will actually get a full life job playing for your team. Okay? So what that means is starting January 1st to January 31st, this year, 2018, you will be going through the qualifying stage. Basically what that means is you need to actually log onto your NBA 2K18 game, playing in the Pro-Am League, whether you're playing on a team or as a walk-on, okay? You have to win 50 games to be able to move on to the second stages of the tryouts. So these are legitimate tryouts, people. In February, after 85 people have actually advanced to the tryout section, you actually have a real-life draft in March. Okay? So what this means is your gamer tag, your profile, your setup will actually allow you to be drafted to one of the 17 NBA teams that you're actually trying to play for. Now, I don't know. I haven't gotten the information to verify whether or not you have to play for the team in the city you're in, or do you actually get picked up by anybody. So, like, for an example, me and Juan, so the Bucks are one of the 17 teams part of this digital gaming league, but the Orlando Magics might draft me. So I don't know, do I have to go to my Orlando for the summer or what? I don't know. I got to do a little more research, and I'll find out when I let you guys know about that. After you get drafted, come April, but here's the thing. Go ahead.
As great as an idea as this is, the 2K service sucks. So I don't know how you're going to complete 50 games to play.
Well, I guess that's where the whole thing is so tricky at, because you can try out. You can do the tryout part, the 50-game part, from the comfort of your own home. So if you guys are serious about trying to get to this and actually trying to do this, maybe you need to either step up your Wi-Fi for a minute, hardwire your system, and maybe shut off everything that's around you. Or even better, find a good time to play, because, maybe playing at night. It's in the actual Pro-Am mode, so I don't know how well that might. See, I didn't pick it up this year because I found out, like, the 2K17 version of the game, I never found myself really playing it. So I'm like, I'm not going to buy 18 when I can do everything I want to here on 17. So I skipped it for this year. All right. So to give you a little bit more details, first of all, you must be 18 years or older. You got to complete your online application by January 31st. Okay? This is open for anybody from around the world. So just like the NBA, you can get drafted from Croatia. So for our Brazil listeners and our Indonesia listeners, first of all, shout out to y'all for even listening. But, hey, even you too can try out for this. Doesn't matter what console, whether you're playing on the Xbox or the PlayStation. So there's no losing anything in regards to that. All right. Let me see something. Another cool thing. Players that's competing as a walk-on, part of a team, or a combination of the two, the players will be using their existing My Players for the stage of qualification process. So all that hard work with your My Player that you've been doing ever since the game came out in October up to now, all that effort is not lost. So if you created yourself a point guard, a power forward, a shooting guard, you can continue to still be that player. Okay? You don't have to give up on that. After you get past the qualifying section, and you get the 85 slots, so that means there's only 5 players. Yeah, okay, cool. You'll have a balanced playing identifier to identify the best players. They're going to give you more details in regards to that. Players will not qualify based solely on social following or marketability. Playing ability is the only thing they care about. So, a little nerdy kid who don't nobody like, pick
But
some nose
is
in
the
between the
bomb
game, but he's the bomb, could still be there,
right?
bro. So, no, just because you got 2 million IG followers don't necessarily mean, bro, you're going to make it. But, you know what, Juan? This opens up the question, what if you find yourself playing with celebrities? Like, dog, you know how much of an experience that could be, dog? All right. Now, here's the thing. After the top 85 players are identified, 85 players will be placed in a draft pool and invited to the draft. So you physically will be going somewhere. Okay? Yes, it has been confirmed. The team that drafts you, you will be moving to that respected city after you've been drafted. The players, so whoever it is, you will be provided housing. Okay? You will go to actual practices. So, yes, you will go somewhere with the other 4 teammates. You guys will together work on your video game team playing skills. Okay? This is a paid, competitive, guaranteed salary. Okay? In addition, check this out, Juan. In addition, you will be able to earn additional money during the season. So, you can get endorsement money, bruh.
Yeah, we can probably get that Nike deal I've been trying to get.
You can actually get a legitimate Nike deal, probably, dog. Hell, I'll take a fucking Puma deal, bro. I don't care.
Nah, bro. Puma out here partnering with Fubu. I ain't with them shits.
Hey,
that's why Fubu fell off. That's why Fubu fell off last. Fubu fell off last time because they was partnering with people. They tried to put cartoon characters.
And we wouldn't do that, bro. We wouldn't make that mistake. See, here's the thing. It's cool to go to a brand like Nike, dog, but Nike's already established. We get lost in the shuffle. We can't get the swag we want. We can't be plugged. But, bro, if we go with Puma in the inaugural year and we make it, dog, bro, we could throw the brand on our back, dog. They'll give us anything, dog. You know, we be swagged the hell out. All right, now, before all y'all get all geeked up, because I know plenty of my fans and my boys, we play 2K, okay? Like, niggas be on Facebook selling their consoles, and they only have 3 games with it. It'd be basketball or football, Call of Duty, and Grand Theft Auto. So for you cats who play 2K all the time, we got to worry about it. Like, 1, players will only be signed to a 6-month contract with the franchise that's drafted with them. So this means that you might only be doing this for 6 months. So don't, quit your whole life to go do this. They do background checks. So remember that. And
everybody who's good at 2K definitely got a felony. So you guys are out of the question.
Like, you just eliminated half the league. But also take in consideration, it's not confirmed, but they might drug test too. Because you got to remember, this is legitimate business, bro. So just because we playing video games, we're under the NBA banner. So expect some of the rules and regulations to be treated just like the way the NBA treats it. All right? So with that being said, this actually will be, pretty interesting. Now, how do you feel about this one? Like, when you think about it.
I mean, I think it's a dope opportunity, and it's definitely something new. And it's one of them things that it'll keep 2K ahead of the curve as far as basketball games go. Because I feel like with no competition, you're getting stale and you're getting boring. Just like how you just said, well, there was no need for me to buy 18 because 17 does the same thing.
Right.
And it's getting to the point where it's like, that's how it is with 2K because there is nothing better than 2K for you to be like, okay, well, now I have to choose between basketball games. Like, 2K is always going to be here. But it's getting stagnant. It's getting stale. It's getting boring. Like I bought it, but I don't even play it. So
true, but I do like the fact that now you've given another form of hoop dreams to the inner city kids who ain't got nothing else to do with their lives. But just to give you a quick rundown before we move to the next topic, people, the 17 teams that are actually participating, so this might actually, geek up a few people. The Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Dallas Mavericks, the Detroit Pistons, the Golden State Warriors, the Indiana Pacers, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Miami Heat, the Milwaukee Bucks, the New York Knicks, the Orlando Magic, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Sacramento Kings, the Toronto Raptors, the Utah Jazz, and the Washington Wizards are all the teams that are participating. So there's some pretty dope cities you guys can be staying in for about 6 months in regards to this. But there's also some shitty places you got to go to. The good thing about me and Juan is we live in Milwaukee, so we already on the bottom of the list in a certain way, so we ain't got no choice but to go up if we make it. All right. We have the Ghetto Prophet in the building tonight. She has actually made it to join us. How you doing, Mimi?
Semi-relaxed. How are you this fine Friday evening?
I am great. Had a pretty good week at work this week. Won a pair of Beats headphones. Pretty geeked about that. Yeah, my job was, dude, speaking of that, our Christmas giveaway, they was giving away plenty shit, dude. I'm talking everything from crock pots to bikes to Barbie cars to fucking just money just to be giving you money to buy your own shit. Just giving away a lot of shit. Ain't going nowhere. But no, you tuned in at the right time. I know you don't like talking things like video games and sports, so you missed out on that, but still came at the right time.
Well, that's why I wasn't here right at 7, because I already knew how the format was going to go, and I'm like, that's going to be dead air for me, so I'll just chime in a little later.
And you chimed in right on time. So, the good part is that you roll right into at a perfect timing. We're going to go ahead and go into our first topic tonight. And this is actually a question you came up with on Facebook I seen the other day. And basically the question that you came up with, is your personality trash? Now, could you please introduce what made you ask this question?
Well, basically because all day long I see people complaining about the opposite sex and how they would rather have this type of nigga over somebody like me. Basically, that they're describing themselves. That's why they're kind of raw about it. Or they would rather have this type of nigga over me. You know what I mean? And seeing the type of things that they say on a regular basis, it's like I can see why they would pass you up, even though you may have your own crib, your own car, you've been at the same job for 10 years and actively moving up in the company, and you got a bachelor's degree and you got all of this stuff going for you on the outside, but just seeing the shit that you say on a regular basis, I can see why they pass you up, because you have a trash-ass personality. So rather than people just look at what they can bring to the table material-wise or skill-wise, I really wanted people to be able to answer that question, like, is my personality trash? Because some people have a personality that just draws them in. And, I mean, we known me to deal with people who, didn't have shit or didn't have much, but that was because I was attracted to their personality, you know what I mean, and how they were as a person. So a lot of people look at themselves as being a total package, because of everything else that they have when they realize that character and attitude are super fucking important, and that plays a huge role in you being a good mate. If you have a trash-ass personality, nobody's going to put up with all that other good shit that you have because that personality offsets it. So that's where it came from.
Okay. Now, and I want to run with this a little bit. I'm glad that you're with us because this is a question that I get from white people all the time. Like a lot of white people.
Because it's kind of
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. My bad. Right. It kind of blanked out on me.
Now, my question is...
Have you been in my bag?
What? Get out the bag.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm acting like wine for a second. Did I tell you that you can have it? Did I say, hey, Amaya, here, you can have it? So then don't ask me about it because, I mean, it's not for you. Eat whatever else you eat and leave my sandwich alone. I can't bring nothing in this house without the kids pouncing on it like goddamn vultures.
Well, the good thing about it is with the new technology and how I've been improving my editing skills this past week, I have learned how to cut all of that out. So literally this whole section will be gone when it actually airs on SoundCloud. So that makes, yeah. So on Blog Talk, which is what we're on right now, we're still live. So anybody who listens, who tunes in, who clicks on the Blog Talk link until I decide to edit and correct it, will hear everything the way it is. But before I upload it on SoundCloud, I literally will go, pull the show down, find those moments where things didn't sound right. I can cut it clean out, paste it a different way. I can put commercials in the actual SoundCloud version so we don't really need actual true commercial breaks while we're on air.
Okay. Well, you could explain that to me off the air because I'm pretty sure our listeners don't give a damn.
Well, the good part about it is I wanted to create a little place where I know mentally to look for to cut it at. It's like, okay, I'm going to talk after Mimi, so when I'm talking about SoundCloud, cut right there, boom, we're into the next one. But going to the question is, the question I tend to get from a lot of white people is, when it comes to their personalities, or people's personalities being trashed, why does it always come off as African American women have the shittiest attitudes?
Because we are looked at as overly aggressive, and people don't like that. Now, I can say that there are a lot who have shitty attitudes. But shit, it's white girls that have shitty attitudes. It's Hispanic girls
True.
that have shitty attitudes. And especially with Hispanic women, they can project the same type of attitude as we have, but theirs is considered sexy.
I guess it's the language, just that little extra accent that you're giving.
Because it's considered exotic.
Right.
Yeah. So, just, okay, I'm going to use this movie because I'm pretty sure most people have seen it, and if they haven't, shame on you. So, we all know Four Brothers, right?
Yes, we do.
Now, we know that Tyrese's girlfriend was a psycho Hispanic chick. Now, I personally love her because she is like that in everything. She reminds me of somebody that's not me. But that whole thing, I mean, even remember she was outside blowing the damn horn, trying to get them caught, talking about they was breaking it. Like, she had attitude and was just spazzing out damn near the whole movie. Now, we know, had that been a black chick, it would have been a completely different feel to it. Man, all that bitch do was nag and like, she annoying. Like, it would have been a completely different attitude towards her. It wouldn't have been seen as, you know, funny or comical or acceptable in any way, shape, or form. Because she was a Hispanic chick.
Right.
Oh, goddamn. My back hurts so bad.
Yeah, the last one was spicy.
This is what you come back with.
Yeah, man. But get that spice, man. Call them sriracha.
Yeah, so they're considered quote unquote feisty. Ooh, sorry, Chris Hemsworth on this commercial. Man, he's fine. This Hugo Boss commercial. Well, I'm on the couch in the living room, but yeah, they're considered feisty, and we're just attitudes, argumentative, nagging. We get all of the negative words to describe the same shit that they be doing.
That is true. Which is a terrible thing. Maybe a man just fucked up their day, people. So sometimes don't always assume that person is a horrible, mean, evil person. You may have just came at her the wrong way. And you deserve to get stepped on. I know I have.
Or, because I touched on this yesterday too, or you've come at us not necessarily just the wrong way, but you've come at us the same way. Niggas love to tell us how they nothing like the niggas we dealt with before them. When the niggas that we dealt with before them came saying that they wasn't like the niggas that we dealt with before them. So now you sound just like those niggas that came before you by saying that you're not like those niggas that came before you. But you want us to treat you different. You come in the same, but want me to treat you different.
One, we gotta get the jewel drop.
You said what?
We gotta get the jewel drop. Or the little Mario coins.
We not the same.
But what she's saying is, no, we are not the same. I get what she's saying. But for a guy to say it, that just automatically puts her in a bad mood because you basically are setting yourself up for failure. So now, now she don't want to waste your time.
I feel like niggas be fucking up the game because they not original and they always you can't regurgitate the same bullshit and think everybody's okay. Well, you know what? I ain't gonna say that because some women are okay with it. Not everybody, but some women are okay with repetitive bullshit.
Well, that's because we live in an easy access, repetitive world. Like back in the days when there was no social media, there was no cell phone, you had to put in the work with that one particular female. And if you were trying to juggle more than one, you had to physically get up and go to each location and put in the work for each one. So most dudes was like, this is too much work, trying to talk to 2 to 3 different women at one time. Fuck it. But now you can send one message and copy and paste it to 6 different people at one time.
Oh man!
And keep
Shut up, Tone. You're giving up too much game, Tone. You're giving up too much game.
That's not game, bro. That's laziness. But then these are the same dudes who get mad when the screenshot exposes them.
Well, it depends. It depends on how you view the woman that you're pursuing. Like some women get maximum effort, and then some women get very little effort. Now, if you're worthy of maximum effort, then no, you don't get a copy and paste text message. You don't get GM. You get the full spelled out good morning. You get emojis and shit like that. Like when you're worth maximum effort.
That I'm about to take off on my own topic now. Once you finish, because you know how you say certain things and it triggers and it gets the wheels turning.
It triggers. Yeah, but I mean, like, as a nigga, that's how I look at it. Like, some women don't get maximum effort because I'm not really into you like that. But those who you're really into, you try to pull out all the stops and, you try to do everything you can to get her attention.
So as men, what makes you put in maximum effort for a certain type of female knowing that you just go do something stupid and fuck it up anyway? What is the point of that? Because y'all don't always put in maximum effort with good intentions.
I was going to say, sometimes we put maximum effort in a minimal chick.
Well, I know personally I'm not going to put maximum effort in if I feel like this is not going to go anywhere. What's the point of me trying my hardest?
Well, even though you may not be the smartest Dinkins, you are a Dinkins, so I can credit you with being at least logical most of the time. So I'll give you that. Plus, you wasn't, you have never really had it in you to be a fuck boy. And I'm so proud that I can say that about you. I can't be proud all the time, but that's one of the things that's at the top of my list.
Oh, just you and these backhanded compliments just make me
right. That's why I be laughing.
Just,
she gives you great. She uplifts you. She uplifts you, but she hits you in the throat while she's doing it. No,
right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you up, but I'm gonna kick you in the back just for good measure, bro.
Like, you a good dude. I fucking hate you. Like, you a good dude.
I mean, like, yeah.
He knows that he has areas to work on. But this is where that comes into play with the beginning topic. Like, Juan doesn't have a shitty personality. At this point,
True.
He's working to get shit going for himself in every other area. So, no, he can't offer a ton to somebody right now. But that can come later. You can't really
awesome.
Just your personality is on point or it's not. So it's like at this point with Juan, he has the part that he needs. You need a dope personality. You know what I mean? All that other shit can come and go. So at least the things that he's lacking right now can be attained.
All right. Now, here's my question, and we're going to use Juan as an example because that's my boy. Do you feel that because Juan puts off this great energy? Because I'm not going to lie, females love to hang around Juan. They love to kick it with Juan. Juan is safe, okay? You don't have
safe?
Bro, you safe, bro. It's true. I'm not backhanding you. I'm keeping it real.
Hey,
safe.
Man, you got to worry about no Bill Cosby, no Harvey Weinstein with me.
We're going to get into that about some people that have popped up today that I got to talk about, too.
Everybody's getting hit with the rape charge, dog. Isn't everybody?
All right. But the thing about this is, do you feel like because we can't trust these new niggas out here in these streets when it comes to relationships and dating, do you feel that makes it more difficult for someone like Juan, who is genuinely cool, who is genuinely safe, that these people are just thinking, oh, this is now the new trick that they're playing?
I mean, you can never know what nobody is on. Dating is going to be a gamble, no matter what. Like, it's not going to matter. And how many times have I been roped in like that because people look at me like, and I'm not no, outstanding ass chick. I feel like my personality is dope. It draws a lot of people in. I have my shit together for the most part, but I'm not, outside of that, it's just I'm me. But we've seen how people have gone out of their way to project this nice guy role and act like it's something that is not, knowing that they have foul intentions. So I don't want to start treating everybody like, okay, this nigga being too nice, he owns something, I'm finna clown him. I don't know until I get to that point. You know what I mean? I start everybody off with a clean slate until you give me a reason to otherwise. A lot of people can't do that. And to be honest, with everything that I've had to deal with, especially with dealing with so many of those type of dudes, I'm surprised that I'm still able to do it. But I don't really know how, females are gauging that now. If they feel like, okay, this dude is being nice because he's hiding something, or he's just genuinely that type of dude. I don't know. But it's possible. Oh, my God. RuPaul's still on TV? The fuck?
But, he made an accusation. What are you watching?
It's a commercial.
First of all, if anybody's accusing of RuPaul of touching them, he probably did that shit.
No. RuPaul was accusing somebody. I think he was. Yeah, he said. I forgot. Was it Harvey Weinstein too? I think he was part of that accusation.
I don't think it was Harvey.
It was somebody.
No, it wasn't Harvey.
But it was like earlier this month, into last month, RuPaul came out with his accusation. But speaking of accusations, Travis Smiley has recently been...
Tavis, man. It's not Travis.
Tavis. I always do that. I always call him Travis because I don't know a black guy named Tavis.
It's because you a black nigga and y'all always fucking at people's names. Like Jimmy Kimball. Who the fuck is Jimmy Kimball?
I fuck people's names because that's what I do.
To the black community, he is Jimmy Kimball, even though it's Kimmel.
Just saying. I've always messed up their name. But no, Tavis has recently been suspended by PBS under the accusation. Oh! Hold on. Never mind. There we go. All right. The video just started playing in my ear, and I didn't know if it was being heard on air or not. He's basically been accused of dating one of his former colleagues and basically abusing his power, creating sexual harassment in the workforce. And he's basically saying that, one, he never heard about any of these accusations until Vanity, the magazine company, ran about him being suspended. So he didn't even know yet. Okay? On top of that, he had to hunt down the PBS investigators in regards to giving them any information about the fact that he was under these accusations. And at that point, it still wasn't until he got his lawyers for him to be able to get anything. Then he said, during his 3-hour face-to-face meeting, because they wasn't even going to come to him. They were just going to just go based off the fact of, well, she said you did this, not wanting to hear his side of the story. He feels like the whole investigation is sloppy. They're already being biased, and they're overreacting in regards to a situation which was just two co-workers that dated, two co-workers that stopped dated. She got fired from her job for whatever reason, and now she's using this as a comeback to say, well, while I was working here, this is what was happening. Do you guys feel... Go ahead.
No, it just, once we talk about this, it kind of rolls into the second topic of accountability.
Right. That's why I did it first. Do you feel that, one, with all these accusations, because Dennis Hoffman? Dennis Hoffman just got accused of being inappropriate today. And I'm like, damn, it's not safe for anybody.
All I can think of is thank God Tone ain't in Hollywood.
First of all, no, real talk. First of all, there's a limitations of things that I've done in my past. Like, I've said things in, like, a friend environment and whatnot, but when it comes to the work environment, I don't play about that because that's my money. Like, even the situation at the previous job, that was someone who had nothing to do with the situation on the outside looking in, accusing. And even with Tavis, I can understand because they handled that situation sloppily. Now, I was getting ready to leave and quit anyway. I just wanted to make sure I had the other job before I did. Luckily, I did get up and say, yes, you have the job, but you just won't start till February. So I was still good, but it was, when it comes to work, I've never allowed any of that to affect my job. Like, seriously. And I admit, in the past, especially with our friends, I've said things inappropriately.
No, you most definitely have said a lot of inappropriate things.
You don't even sit there and judge, sir, because you have done just as much.
I'm not judging you. I just don't say inappropriate shit at work.
Neither do I. Well, you work with whites. No, let's back that up.
Yeah.
You have said inappropriate things at work, depending on who's listening. And that's where I was getting ready to go. Do you feel that a lot of these harassments and these allegations are because that the person is not in the same situation they were in before, and they're trying to find some form of retaliation? Because there's always that one or two people at the job that you can flirt with, and you can say whatever you want to, because they'll say it to you. But the minute that person is no longer working there, or that person is no longer in the same position they were before, now it's an issue of something that happened before.
I just want to know, if Mr. Rogers was still around, would there be any allegations upon him?
Ooh, good
I
question.
just felt like Mr. Rogers. Was a creep. He's a creep. He just looked like a creep.
Okay. But
he's a creep.
Here's the thing. Mr. Rogers was legitimately a preacher. Now, that doesn't help his case none.
No, it doesn't. And neither did the matching cardigans in the vans. It did not help.
Right. It doesn't help none. But I'm for my childhood safety. It's like you don't like yours being affected by Johnston. I'm going to say no. I'm going to leave Mr. Rogers' legacy clean.
It's too late. They have already tainted our childhood, bro. Bill Cosby was accused of inappropriately touching 56 women. Now, did he do all 56? I don't think he did, but there's a good handful that, yes, he did it.
Wait a minute. Let's get it correctly. It's not that he was inappropriately touching them. He was drugging and against their will touching them. That's completely different.
Okay.
Inappropriately
did Bill Cosby rape and inappropriate touching, bro? Did Bill Cosby rape 56 women? No.
No.
Did he do some of it? Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. You're not going to tell me 56 women just say, hey, Bill Cosby raped me, and nobody's telling the truth.
Look, here's the funny thing. When we go back to the Bill Cosby situation, 55 of the women everybody has believed the whole time. Janice Dickinson is the only one nobody refuses to believe. And ironically, Janice Dickinson might be the only one who has a legitimate case.
Right,
probably telling the whole truth. And we laughing because it's not a funny situation, people. We're laughing because we like to find the silver lining to everything in life. That's why we are who we are. But I'm serious. I really am starting to get to the point that I think people are just exposing to expose now. Like 2018 is going to be exposing everything. I feel like this generation has gotten really sensitive, and they're crybabies. Some people may be like, "Oh snap, yes, this person did this to me. I'm glad somebody came out. I need to get this off my chest. It was holding me down." But then I think that some people are just out here just snitching to be snitching. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Only do we think rape is a scam when they accuse Russell Simmons.
Look here, bruh. Why?
They got the accusing Russell. We was like, you know what, bro? This might not be what it is. It's like,
why would you believe Russell?
Are you serious? How young was Kimura?
Hey, look, I didn't say Russell didn't do it.
What we not gonna do is defend Russell Simmons while I'm on this line.
Right.
I didn't say he didn't do it. I didn't say he didn't do it. The general public looked at it was like, well, Russell Simmons out here raping people. Then they was like, oh, no, this is a scam, man. Russell couldn't do it. Like, what? I'm putting nothing past nobody.
He's been scamming niggas with rush card for years.
What?
Facts.
Plenty niggas.
Facts. I'm almost sure those rush cards didn't work.
Niggas was getting prepaid cards. No, what they did was a rush card was nothing but a prepaid debit card, just like the same debit card your job will give you if you don't have a bank account. Niggas was just jumping on it because it was tied to hip-hop, it was tied to Russell Simmons, and niggas want to be the first ones out here in Timberlands and Jabot's jeans with a rush card. That's all.
You had Timberlands and Jabos and a rush card at the same time. I'm almost sure you're not doing shit with your life positive in 2017.
Well, rush cards have been
fact.
around for like 10 years, bro, though. They're not new.
I'm saying if you had a rush card back then, I'm almost sure you're not doing anything positive now.
Yeah, no, you may have grew up, bro. Think about it, Juan. You was out. You didn't have a bank account for a long time. You technically
I've never had it.
Would be.
I was never going to get a rush card.
You never was going to get it, but technically you fell in the demographics of a person who would have a rush card.
Yeah.
So you saying I will wear straps on my Jabos with Timberland boots? Is that what you're saying to me, Tom?
First of all, bro, what your fashion is up to you. I will not judge you behind your back about what you decide to wear.
First of all,
now,
niggas is out here still wearing Jabos with the straps. I'm judging. If you still got straps on your Jabos, I'm judging.
Now, your financial stability, we have talked about you to your face until you got a bank account.
Hey. And my bank account is quite nice now, so shut up.
Exactly.
I like my bank account.
And we've been trying to tell you like your bank account a long time ago. Now be a real nigga and move up to a savings account.
One step at a time, Tom. One step at a time, bro. One step at a time.
Hov just got done dropping you all these gems about credit. So 2018,
you listen to that?
I see more niggas with credit card. That's the only song you got to listen to, though, bro. You need to listen to the rest of that.
They won't give me a credit card. Trust me, I've been trying to get one. They won't give me one. But I will not give up in the search of someone.
I thought you had a credit card.
No, I have a debit card because I have a bank account.
Well, do this, bro. First of all, download the Credit Karma app and find out exactly what your credit score and what's going on in regards to your credit. You might just be applying for the wrong type of credit card. That could be the issue.
Ooh, Jesus, that stinks. Oh, God. Scratch this so.
No, but for real talk, though. Financially, bro, put that app on your phone.
My eyes are water. My eyes are water.
You deserve that. You deserve that for being almost 30 and don't know your credit score. You deserve that.
Jesus, help. Take the wheel.
But anyway.
God.
So, speaking of the second half of tonight's episode and how this situation rolls over into it, are we actually making people be accountable for their actions? So that's tonight's main topic tonight. So
people should be accountable for their actions, but they're not.
No, are we making them?
Women are especially horrible at this, and I will explain. Women tend to kind of bear the cross, if you will, when niggas do shit to them, and they will essentially blame themselves and take the blame off of the person that did wrong by them.
Right.
It becomes, I should have known better. I should have seen it coming. I should have seen the signs. I didn't. You can't control somebody being a shitty person. You didn't make them decide to do what they did. You didn't force them to make the choice and decision to handle things the way that they chose to handle it. But it always comes back to us. And I think a big thing with that is now that we've started that, everybody blames us for everything because we started it. So now whenever something goes wrong, it's shit, blame women. Everything is our fault.
Sadly. So,
and it's like, what can we do to change that to start making people more? Matter of fact, while you go ahead, I am actually going to locate an old stat that I wrote about that.
Well, how do you feel about this accountability? Do you feel that we, as men, don't step up and take responsibilities and letting the women know when they're fucking up? Or are we too scared to lose that pussy in that mouth that we let shit slide?
I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of everything. Like, nobody holds nobody accountable for things, and they should. And maybe the reasons on why you don't hold people accountable for their actions is, like you just said, like you don't want to lose something, but I think sometimes you gotta let shit go. Like, you shouldn't don't hold on to everything, because everything ain't meant to be kept.
All right. Now, Juan, you being the nice guy of the crew, and you've had your relationships in the past. Have you ever felt that you had to call some of the women you dated on their bullshit, and how did they react to it?
Well, I think when I do it, people kind of get like big-eyed and look at me funny because like when you get to the point where you got to call somebody on your bullshit, you don't really deliver it in a nice manner anymore. And, with me being a nice guy, you don't always see me being aggressive.
Right. That's why I asked you that question, because I know coming from you is different.
And I feel like once I get to that point of being aggressive, it kind of shocks people. It's like, oh, damn, man, I ain't know why I was... and you are an asshole. People who God don't see why, but I'm like, I'm not an asshole. It's just you can't poke a nigga and think he's just like, okay, cool, man, stop it. Like, nah, bitch, you need to chill out. This shit you doing is stupid.
All right, but once you tell it to them and they're shocked and awed by the fact that Juan just snapped on me, do they listen though? That's the question.
Well, I think on their end, it's one of those, you either respect it or you don't. And then on your end, if you see that they're respecting it and they're trying to, take accountability and change, some of the shit that you didn't like or you had a problem with, then, you can remove on in that relationship. But if you see that they're like, well, okay, he told me how he felt, and I probably should change these things, but I'm not, and then you see that she's not changing these things, then it's on you to get the fuck out of that situation and not just sit there like a jackass.
Well, I feel like, before I read my stats, I feel like there is a huge disconnect, and like people don't understand what the purpose of friends are for. There are a lot of people who will avoid accountability. So when you do come to them to, correct their behaviors and their actions or their words or whatever, not because you're looking down on them, not because, you're just trying to chastise them, but really because you are like, we got the kind of relationship where I feel like I should be able to step to you on this because I have respect for you. They don't want to deal with that. So then they turn it into oh, man, people, be sideways, hating on you, low-key hating on you. I don't trust nobody. I can't this or I can't that, because they want a team of yes men because they don't want to be held accountable.
Now, you bring up a good point. Now, being the fact that we're in the world of social media, and there are a lot of people who will log online and always talk about their haters. Like, I don't see it as much as I used to because I've been removing negativity out of my life as much as possible. So I don't see all that all the time. But do you feel that these are people who are in that denial phase, that the truth is really being told to them, and they're brushing it off as hate?
I can say personally, yeah, because, I've been in that situation, and it was spent a completely different way. I went on some real shit about a situation with somebody I should think over 10 years. And because he didn't like it, it was a problem. Everybody else likes to, it's one of those things where some people you get to a point where you can only say so much to him in the first place, and then you're like, look, that nigga just, he be lying, he be jacking, he do this, he do that, fuck it. So,
I mean, Jacker's gonna jack regardless.
Yeah, so I think it's to a point where sometimes we don't want to rock the boat by holding our friends accountable. So maybe you just let the shit go, like, oh, well, shit, he ain't hurting me, so you kind of turn the other cheek and ignore it, depending on the situation. Now, if it's, you know, something a little bit more serious or something that you really, really, really don't rock with, and you step to them to it, and they feel some kind of way and, you know, kind of distance themselves from you, is it really a loss? Because real friends, y'all should be able to do that to each other, for one. And two, if the behavior was that bad to where you felt the need to step in, is it really a loss to you that that type of person is no longer in your circle?
This is true. Which is one thing I can honestly say about the FME circle. We call each other on our bullshit instantly. Like, we have no problem. We have no problem with telling each other, you out of line, you did this, you shouldn't have did that, and just keeping it blatantly honest. And I have to say, if there was more people in the world that opened up and kept it real with each other like we do, the world would be a better place. There'll be a lot of rude motherfuckers, but the world will still be a better place. Because we some assholes. We are more of an asshole to each other than we are to people who we shouldn't be fucking with. And I noticed that. And that's one of the funny things about people that don't really know the inner workings of our circle that may have commented, you know, about us because they feel like we don't tell each other when we wrong. We do it all the time. And we're going to do what we want to do in the end. Right. But we still make it like, hey, you know, you out of order for this. Certain people may feel like y'all didn't talk to me when I was dealing with Ken. Y'all didn't come to me and say, hey, Mimi, you know, kind of whatever. We've had our conversations about it. I did what I wanted to do. Everybody, right. At the end of the day. But everybody is, you know, everybody has chopped it up with me. Just because y'all chop it up with me doesn't mean that I'm going to listen the same way with y'all. But y'all knew that we had that type of relationship where y'all can address it to me, and I wouldn't take it no kind of way. But that's another thing as far as with accountability. Relationships. A bond is better than a title is the biggest cop-out of accountability. That is just a way to fuck on people and get what you want from them without being held accountable for your actions outside of that. So whenever they come or get an attitude or feel some type of way about something you're doing, you don't have to be held accountable for all of the shit that you're doing to make them feel like they have the right to question you or have the right to be upset or have the right to feel a certain type of way. Because in order to avoid accountability, what are you going to tell them? We're not in a relationship, even though you're doing all this relationship shit. You know what? I'm glad you brung that up. I'm really glad that you brung up the whole title thing. I think that's when the loss of accountability started happening. Because when you think back to like our parents and our parents' parents, even though dad might not have been shit because he was fucking on bitches over here, he still manned up and did everything he was supposed to do, and he had no problem telling you, that's my wife, these are my kids. Depending on which friends he was around, that's my mistress. Everybody stay in their place, and we can all live good. Somewhere along the line, our generation on back, we found that it was better. Why are you sleeping? Nigga, you fat, keep the mic from your mouth.
Oh, my bad. I was just breathing, my nigga.
It was just funny because I heard it earlier. But Mimi was going, I didn't want to interrupt her. Yeah, bro, I'm going to have to get you a standalone mic and a standalone headset that can connect to your phone. That way you can do what you need to do. No, but no, and that's like going back to what I was saying. A lot of people tend to like use the fact that I'm talking to her, but I'm texting 5 other people, and don't want to put a label on the main girl who he's really doing everything with, because he don't want that title to stop him from dealing with these other 5 girls. Not realizing, and I don't know why this is so true, that once these other 5 girls find out you are in a relationship with her, some of them will actually get themselves in line and just play a particular role, which is crazy. Like, I don't want to.
Is it crazy, or are they crazy?
Hey, it's an oxymoron because it's actually both ways. It's a crazy situation that people can do this, and they're crazy to be able to accept playing a role in this day and age.
But it's like,
we're not scared something like
really,
that, are we?
I mean, but are you really crazy? Are
From
you really stupid?
Yes.
I mean, from a dude's perspective, they're going to look at you like, yeah, you about as dumb as they come. But, I mean, hey, it's 2017. We're going into 2018. Life ain't as traditional as it used to be.
And
you
I'm
know what
not
I mean?
asking
to be
traditional. I'm asking to be smart.
No, and I get it. Like, I think people should, be a lot smarter in the decisions they make. But, like, life ain't as traditional as it used to be. Like, there is no 2 parents to a household. Let's raise a kid. Let's get a white picket fence. Let's get a puppy named Scooby. Like we are in some other shit. Well, I mean, he got a name Scooby, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like people are comfortable with the way they live their life. And, I mean, I can't knock it if this is what makes you happy, no matter how stupid the choice is. Like, if you openly know that your nigga is not really your nigga, but you happy with the fact that this is how you want to live your life, then, hey, do what you do. Because me telling you that this is stupid is only going to irritate me that you keep doing it.
But at that point in time, just go and live that poly life. Like, why sit here and stress yourself over what your man is doing, what diseases he could be contracting, fighting for position, fighting for time, while all 3 of y'all, or 4, or how many is in the situation, sit down and be like, hey, it's a rough world out here. I ain't making no more than $10 an hour. He ain't making no job, but he's a damn good cook. You got 2 kids, so you need a babysitter sometime. Why don't we all just get in this poly life? We live together. We cohabitate. We share the dick. Hell, we can get with each other sometimes. I like girls on weekends, too. Just do the whole... I'm just... What the hell?
As logical and smart as that sound, bro. Like, people not thinking like that. They just...
But you want to know... No, like, here's the thing.
You want
You're
what you want when
like,
you want it, and you want to live it your way. Like, shit, it's your will.
But here's the
thing. How you want.
But here's the thing. Maybe they are thinking like that. But because people are not being honest up front and being held accountable and putting titles on stuff, you can't roll into that option. Maybe the fact that you might want new pussy could turn into, we now have a maid in the house.
Okay, but like, so if let's look at that. Like, so if dudes really is out here thinking like that, how do you approach that situation? Like, as a woman, like, do you get mad at him or do you respect his honesty? Because, like, I mean, you look at it like, I like you, but like I kind of was liking what I was doing over here. But I see that if we could all work well as a unit, and I'm trying to bring this together, and uplift the situation, and somebody might look at you like, boy, you have lost every faculty upside your head.
Well, we have a woman on the line who's probably the most non-logical thinking person in the world. Let's ask Mimi. Mimi, what would you do if the guy that you are feeling, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You guys are together, talking for about 1.5 years, 2. You guys have experimented with things in the past, and all of a sudden one day he brings the opportunity of including a third person into the family. And not just only in a sexual way or in the bedroom like most people think poly relationships are, but into incorporating into your whole life. Would you bust his head to the white meat, or would you financially think about how this can work for you as well, too?
Hold on a second.
Shout out to the smooth jazz we got in the background. It's vibing back here.
I don't hear it because I think Mimi's got a fan on somewhere.
It's kind of low. I ain't got to turn it on. Because, you know, like I told you, I do the SoundCloud thing where we edit and stuff. I want to at least, if this don't work and I want to do a different background, I can drown it out without it kind of sounding like garbage with the two beats playing. So.
Yeah, because I mean, like, just with this new way of life, it just makes you look at things different. Like, you know, are hoes really hoes now? Well, like, I know they still hoes, but like, prostitution has evolved so much.
Dog, prostitution has turned into the new straight out of high school job.
But here's the thing though, because
instead of anything else.
But it's like, is it really prostitution now? Because like when you think about it, you don't have to stand on a corner anymore. You technically don't have to sleep with men anymore. All you got to do is set up a premium Snapchat, charge a nigga $150 to subscribe, and get naked. What sex did you have?
That's not hoeing then. That's just being a webcam girl, upgrading your technology. Webcam has been going on for years though, bro.
No, I know,
but
I'm saying was like
it's a whole section in Pornhub catered to just webcamming.
But it's like stuff that like people used to like frown upon and like look sideways, like, oh, she do this on the on the webcam, and now it's like this is a lucrative business and it's out here for the public. Like that's about as ill as being a porn star now. Because
you know why? It's because we have made sex more important than it ever been. Because you got to think about it. Back when people used to frown their noses up about you doing certain things, it was taboo to have sex. You don't have sex in your mama house. Don't you dare do that. You got to go somewhere else to do it. Or niggas wouldn't even admit they ate pussy until they got out of high school, and even then, it was on the low. It was only with the woman you plan on marrying. Now niggas are eating random butt.
Well, this is something else. I asked a question probably about a week, maybe 2 ago, and I asked again, which is more valuable? You giving up ass or you cooking for a nigga? Because they'll fuck a nigga quick, but they make it seem like only a special dude will they cook for.
But you want to know why? It's because you want to know why? The value of a plate has gone up tremendously because, one, you can get pussy from anybody anywhere. So the value of pussy has gone down tremendously. And the fact that most of these girls under the age of 30 don't know how to cook. So in order for you to get a good meal from them, they have to put a lot of effort. They got to call Big Mama, so they got to talk to family members they don't want to talk to no more. They got to mess up tons of food before they finally get it right. And even then, because they have to snap a photo of every single meal they have, they now are putting their food online to be critiqued. And believe me, we going to talk about it if it looks bad. It's to the point that I've barely seen those many Thanksgiving plates this year because niggas was scared to get ribbed. So, yes, the value of a home-cooked meal has gone up tremendously because 75% of the generation can't cook.
Hey, and now that you mentioned food, I was having this conversation with a coworker. We was at work. I was like, you know what the hardest thing about dating nowadays would be? Like, not even nowadays, but just like the hardest thing about dating for me, I don't eat everybody's cooking. So, like, they can't really prepare me a meal, and I'm like, nah, I don't really fuck with this like that because it don't look like how it's supposed to look. Or it doesn't look like how it would look if somebody I know made.
That's the thing. That's the thing. If it's bae, you got to take one for the team every now and then. So
I'm not taking no L's, man.
It's bae,
I got something in the stomach. No,
It's
why not sensitive stomach? I don't care if it was beef.
Gotta take that one for the team. Now, here's the thing. So, since you don't just eat anybody's cooking, is her culinary skill something that's a must when you guys are communicating early in the relationship? So she got everything else going for her. She thinking all the right places. She looks the way you like her to look. Her head game is fantastic, but her kitchen skills is subpar. Do you still stay with her?
Why
I
wouldn't
mean,
because
I would
he just
just
said
knock her
you
because
can't
she
everybody's
can't
food.
cook.
But I'm
But
saying,
that gets back to the point of is sex more important than a good meal?
you can always learn to cook. Always.
That's a fact.
So it's
You
learn
can
to give
learn.
head.
It's just,
You can always
head.
learn to cook.
I don't know. Some chicks
So it's
just
not
got a special talent, bro. Like you just got a
But
knack
that's
for doing
my
it.
thing where what I was saying earlier, how a lot of other things come and go, but personality is so important because you can't learn to have a good personality.
It's true.
Like after so long of being a shitty person, you just a shitty person, bro. Like at the age that we are now with dating, if you have a shitty personality, you are who you are, and it ain't no changing.
Yeah, that's
but
facts. Once you turn like 20-something,
You just
yeah,
you.
and it's like,
It's
so
over.
if I meet you now,
You
at 33, and
You
I
just
can't
me.
cook now, and you can't cook now, that's a skill that can be developed. If at 33 I don't have a car right now, you don't have a car right now, we can get a car, we can get a new crib. It's a lot of other shit that we can acquire after the fact. You know what I mean? Or shit that
True.
we have now that we may lose and then got to get it again. You don't
But
know
here's the thing.
how that's going to go.
But here's the thing about the cooking part. At 33, with 2 kids, you know you can't sit here and put your money in eating fast food every single day. You can't do it. Because
Shit, I would.
well, never mind. I forgot who I was talking to. Let's go ahead and skip this portion of the story.
I'm like, shit, I was.
right? I'm like, nigga, that's a fast food queen. What you mean?
Right.
I was on 2 jobs, and I was constantly on the go. I had to eat for convenience. And it's like, if I'm not getting off work until 9 o'clock, I didn't been going.
I forgot who I was talking to. No, but fast forward past you. You don't count because you're an anomaly. But no, you get the regular day and age people who they're at home. They get off work or get home from school. Let's just say they're in college to give them a pass. They home by 4:30, 5 o'clock. They don't attempt to cook. They go in the cabinet. Cabinet is full with stuff. It might take you 10 to 15 minutes to make something, but you can whip up a meal, and these people would quickly be saying there's nothing to eat. The microwave has spoiled about 3 generations, okay? Our generation, the generation up under us, and the generation they created, because nobody really wants to go in the kitchen and cook. Nobody knows how to make smothered pork chops anymore. Hell, some of these people don't even know what the fuck a pork chop is.
Well, look when that boom of single moms started, when motherfuckers was at work all the time. Because I know that's what I came under. I was under a mom who worked all the time. My mom didn't cook like that because she was always at fucking work. Because she was taking care of kids.
They taught us necessary skills as kids. We knew how to make noodles and French fries. Everything else went in the microwave.
Well, you know, because we knew how to fry chicken and pork chops and all of that shit. Like, that much we knew. But it's like we wasn't in the kitchen learning how to pick greens and do all that. My mama didn't even do that. You know what I mean?
And I get that.
And then,
I get that, but you actually proved where I was going to go with that. But at least y'all got taught something. You see what I'm saying? Like one knew how to make basic, simple, boil some hot dogs, make some fries, get the hamburger helper out, get the easy mac. You knew how to at least get in there and cook something to survive. A lot of people, if it can't be put in the microwave or it can't be ordered on the app on their phone, they won't eat that day. Because they're just unable to do that. And then the problem becomes they now have kids and they're giving their kids McDonald's all the time, hot dogs all the time, microwave-based food. And the microwave-based food, even though it's quick, easy, and convenient, is not healthy. It actually does more damage to us than anything. So, my thing is, where do we reset the button at to start getting the next generation to getting back in the kitchen? Because I went to somebody's house the other day, and they didn't even have a stove and oven in their house because they said they never used it. Yep. They say, I don't have no stove and oven. I was going to drop some stuff off. This wasn't someone I kick it with on a regular basis. But I was like, where your stove at? I was like, we don't ever use it, so I just went and got me a toaster oven and a microwave. If
you don't have a stove in your house, fam, I cannot trust you.
I was like, you at least need a stove and an oven to cook up dope. Something.
Bro, like, you can cook dope in the microwave apparently now. I don't know. I just heard some things. I'm not sure about it.
It's not in the microwave. Is it?
Don't quote me. I don't know. Just told you, I don't know. I know you need a stove to cook meth, but I don't know if niggas really want to risk blowing up their spot just to cook meth.
You don't need a stove to cook meth. Why do you think it is always? Why do you think the science teachers or the chemists was always the ones that they showed as being meth makers? Because all you needed was a fire. You can get a little Bunsen burner. You can get heat in the can from like the church cookouts.
So why do you know how to cook meth?
No, I just knew the basic things that you need to set up a meth lab.
You just know. Oh, okay. That's what you're telling me. You just know the basics.
Like you know the basics to make crack, don't you?
No.
The lies you tell yourself. Because you too have watched you watched Minister Society. You've listened to Cat Williams stand up. You've been on YouTube. You know the doesn't mean you go out there and you do it though.
Hey, I'm pretty sure it is a YouTube video that show you how to cook dope. I'm pretty sure it is.
Let's go find out.
I don't want the government to be like, hey, man, what was you watching on this day? Nah, I don't need the problems. There's enough damn snow outside. I don't need to make more snow.
Wow. There is legitimately
snow outside?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Literally the first 3 pages of how to make crack is on YouTube. YouTube is so just, there's everything you could ever want on YouTube. Highly upset. Tutorial.
Like, dude,
how to make
all you have to do
today.
All you have to do is type in how to, and then it gives you like the most obscene list of things that anybody's ever looking for. Like how to? No. Okay, first of all, this was only made 3 months ago. All right. The tutorial is how to make crack. Today I will show you how to make crack. This is an educational video and it's for educational purposes only. Do not try this at home. Nothing about crack is educational.
Why is there 1.7 thousand views, first of all? Who is out here watching this shit?
Nothing about cooking crack is educational, my guy. Nothing. Nothing about cooking crack is educational. How much time we got left?
Crack. Man, it's time for us to round this out and get ready to close up tonight.
Before we go, as many people know, the Def Radio Show was based upon being a music show. So before we leave, I just want to give y'all a few gems to go and listen to because today was New Music Friday. So Jeezy dropped the album. It's called Pressure, and I did listen to it 1 through 13 all the way through. It is a nice album. If you are a Jeezy fan, you will love it. He is still talking that trap shit. Even though he's 40 years old and we know he's not selling dope anymore, he's still doing it for the streets. So it's a pretty decent album. He's got a lot of features for some new niggas that I think y'all would enjoy. So he's trying to bring the new niggas up, and I can dig it. Eminem also put out an album that nobody was looking forward to.
Wait, what?
So. Yeah, Eminem just dropped an album today, and nobody cared.
All right, so we'll listen to this album and we'll review it next week.
No, I'm not.
We'll give our
listening
opinions
to
about it this week.
You can listen to Eminem's album. I'm not. I don't want to hear it.
I'm gonna listen to it, bro.
Some rappers I'm just not looking forward to hearing from at the tender age of 42 years of age.
And sober.
And yeah, like Eminem, like sober M makes terrible music. Now I'm not saying he should get back in his bag and start doing Xanax and uppers and downers again, but sober M is trash.
That doesn't mean you still don't give him a chance. He might have some real shit to talk about.
First of all, did you hear the first single with Beyonce?
First of all, bro, I didn't even know he dropped an album, so how could I listen to anything?
Oh, well, the first single with Beyonce, it was called Walk on Water, and it was walking on garbage because it wasn't good.
First of all, as long as the Beehive knows that she is on a song, everybody will go and buy this album, and it will go gold just because Beyonce is on it.
I feel like as an artist, when you like, especially R&B singers, like when you don't have any more pain in your music, you are trash.
That's when you're supposed to make party songs. In techno
no,
music,
because then you
make your songs for techno.
Because then you start talking about hateration and holleration in this dancery.
Still don't know what a dancery is.
No, I do not know what a dancery is. Don't know.
Still don't know what
don't know.
Don't know what a dancery is.
You know? Is it on Google?
I don't want to know.
Google it.
I can't Google it.
Is it in the Urban Dictionary? Like Mary J. Blige never told us what a dancery was.
Well, let's see if it's in the Urban Dictionary.
Because you don't want no hateration, no holleration up in this dancery. Like, what are you talking about, man? The nigga's so forever. He's
like a brewery. It's just a dance brewery.
Oh, well, it was bullshittery. Can we say that?
Disrespect.
Hey, look, Mary J. Blige, she should probably hang it up. Just gonna say that. Like, don't continue to tarnish your legacy like some of these old niggas who just don't know how to sit down, like Casey and JoJo, who won't sit the fuck down.
R&B is different, dog. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's pin that one for next week. Should R&B singers continue to make music past their prime? Because R&B is different, though, dude. Because R&B, because think about it, dude. People like Charlie Wilson, for an example. How fucking long was he
crack
gone
on him and get out
before
of here.
he finally went he dropped a solo album, and the man, we couldn't get rid of him for a while, but he wasn't making bad music. How many damn times did Ron Isley keep popping up? He popped up so much the Isley brothers even came back.
Before we leave, I will leave it on this note. When Charlie Wilson and Ron Isley decided to pop up and re-enter our lives again, the wave of R&B was still kind of sexy, so them popping up made sense. Like, it was still kind of sexy. R. Kelly was still grooving, and Trey Songz hadn't got too outrageous, and Chris Brown was still a teenager. Now, this new era of R&B, which I don't even think it's R&B anymore, is not really where it's at. I don't get it no more. Like, whatever happened to just singing and making beautiful songs? Like, I remember when R&B had a bunch of innuendos. The innuendos was amazing. Like, I know he's talking about fucking, but he ain't said the word fucking just yet.
They didn't say fucking back then, because you didn't cuss in your music back then.
Chris Brown get right to it like he's trying to knock the pussy out in the opening bar of the song. It's like, really? Then it's not even a sexy beat. He's rapping up. He's singing over Metro Boomin on the track. Like, it just ain't what it used to be.
First of all, I'm mad at you because you're right. But, I mean, you do got some people out there who still, like take Khalid for an example. The Location song. He's dropping mad innuendos.
That's
he's
dope.
out there
I was
doing
digging that.
Okay? Then you got SZA. You know, she got pain and love. She literally, in her song, said she came to that dude's town with the intentions of getting fucked. But he was on bullshit. But you didn't know that until you really listened to the song. It's out there, dog. It's just that the popular music is just obvious. Like Wild Thought. Like, she took a great R&B song and just blatantly just say, hey, I'm out here having wild thoughts with you.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to get naked, bro. I want it naked. I just, and no shade, no tea, pause. I love Thick Rihanna. I do, but I didn't like that song.
I felt these kind of songs was when skinny Rihanna should be making it, and thick Rihanna should be one that's like, hey, you got to earn this pussy.
Right.
Like,
thick Rihanna should be in the video. She should be in the video slow winding and using that Jamaican, West Indian, Haitian, whatever she is accent, and just, never mind. Today has been a great show.
That's how you go.
It's been brought to you by the letter D.
Yeah, you trying to get
free base
to R.
Right. And yeah. Vote, support prostitution and vote for strippers.
What? No, you don't support prostitution. Support webcam girls. Don't give the money to the hoes.
It's all the same. It's the same business.
It's not.
They is selling that thing on Snapchat, Tom. I just saw it.
It's on. First of all, why do you have a premium subscription to somebody?
No, I don't have a premium subscription. First of all, I don't make enough money to have a premium subscription to anybody. I just want to put that out there now. I am still broke. But on her regular page, she be having these things. Like, so for $200, you could be like a face. No, Tom, I'm not telling you so you can go follow her. No. I know.
I don't have to. No. I don't have to because I actually have real live porn stars to follow on my page. Not some chick who's trying to use Snapchat to pay her rent. I got real porn stars.
Man.
Professionals.
God.
Good quality.
That's all it is. It's just a money grab to pay the rent. Like, and then you're not using that cute. Like, who the fuck is subscribing to this?
People who get blocked from real porn stars. That's who follow these people. People who get blocked from real porn stars because they ain't got no chill in the jeans.
You know what you should do? You should make a premium snapper. You should charge people for the advice you give out.
You really should, bruh.
I am actually too lazy for that.
Well, we'll set it up for you.
Right. All you have to do is make a snap.
It
just starts like, hey. Like, ask Mimi. So the question was asked to me today about ABCD. Subscribe down here to see what I have to say about that. That's all you got to do.
Boom. Easy $10. Every question.
Easy $10. $10 a question. Coming in. They already follow you like you the Lord Jesus Christ himself. So you might as well get paid. Right, Jesus does.
You drop so much game for free on Facebook. Why not take them to church via Snapchat and let Mimi be your savior? But you got to donate. It's a donation for the building fund. Tonedef Radio. We got to get some new windows on the church.
Man, we trying to expand the church. We trying to go mega.
Oh, okay. We need a whole new section in left side. Left side be the best side. Left side. Huh? What?
Our first commercial, the Church of Mimi.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus. We gotta get some church organs in the background though.
Oh, I got you covered, bruh. I got you covered. We just gotta come up with the script. 2018 for to be lit on the Def Fresh show because we ignorant.
Yeah, but we'll talk to Mimi more about that. We definitely start charging niggas for this advice. She's giving up too many jewels on Facebook for free.
Especially since we on SoundCloud now. Everybody on SoundCloud. But with that being said, people, thank you for tuning into another edition of the Tonedef Fresh Show. Make sure you check us out on SoundCloud, where you can find past episodes of the Tonedef Fresh Show and all the greatness we've been through to get to you where we are today, as well as all the episodes that are now part of Season 10.
Damn, man. 10 seasons?
Shit, we got a longer season track record than the different world. Also, make sure you check out this next week.
Because it is not.
Yeah, we do.
It's not been 10. No.
Yes, it has.
No,
okay.
That's not.
We have 10 seasons based on HBO's HBO TV series episodes. We don't have more actual episodes in a different world. We just have more seasons because we only do 8 to 9 episodes before we all go missing for 2 months.
Right. This is the longest episodic podcast on Tonedef Radio. I'm lying. I know we not. We are not. I know it ain't.
Shit,
but I just thought I'd say that.
Actually, bro, because either everybody done fell off, done created something new, or these are all new shows that's been airing. Everybody's on the same playing field right now. I've been cleaning up tracks all week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking different shows.
So glad you fired Lexi Tremaine. She was terrible.
You know what, bro?
I didn't say that out loud.
Luckily, I can cut this part. I cut the rambling parts off.
Why would you cut it out?
Nobody want to hear us.
That was a gem.
Nobody want to hear us. Want to hear us ramble on SoundCloud.
But anyway, you know what? I feel like when we say something awesome, we should get the Mario sound. That when you get the mushroom and you grow up and you get bigger, that's the sound we should have.
So you want the mushrooms and not the coins? Because I was.
We can use the coin for something different. You use the coin for something different, but I feel like
we use the coin when Mimi drop a jewel.
Right, we use the coin when Mimi drop a jewel. When Juan drops a jewel every once in a while, we use the mushroom to grow up.
Yep, that'll work.
Trust the process. Millie Rocket.
Got you.
But yeah, it's the end of the road, people. We got to get out of here. I'll probably be back next week. You be back next week, Tom? You be here? I'll be here.
Yep.
Or you be here?
Every Friday.
I'll be here. Every Friday.
All right. With that being said, people, we only can end the only way we know how.
To the